If you're on the lookout for a wholesome, gentle, literature-focused homeschooling program, then I would like you to check out Wattle Gum Homeschool. And I'm joined today by Erin, long-term home educator and creator of Wattle Gum Homeschool. She's going to share with us all the ins and outs of her program so that we can get to know it better. Let's dive in. Thank you. Thank you so much, Erin, for joining me. Okay, so we want to know, who is Erin?
Okay, hi, thanks for having me. Okay, quick synopsis of myself. So I am a homeschool mum and we've been blessed with 10 children. We live in New South Wales on the north coast. And my eldest is 32 this year. So we've been homeschooling for a long time. And in fact, I just missed out on being a second gen homeschooler because my mum homeschooled my younger siblings in the 1980s, back when it was a very pioneer movement here in Australia. So homeschooling was obviously something I was introduced to as a teen, and I was pretty convinced that that was the way I wanted to go with my own children down the track. So fast forward, married, children, homeschooled, a very simple equation.
Yeah.
So I I'm very passionate about books, have always been passionate about books, even from a young child. In fact, some of the books here behind me were my childhood books from when I was a little girl. And yeah, so it's just something that I've always been keen on. So it's a natural combination to tie in home education and my love of books.
Love that. Well done. And all those years, do you think I'm going to ask a quick personal question? Do you think any of your kids will homeschool their kids?
So we've only been blessed with one grandchild so far. Look, I think that it will probably, some will and some won't.
Yeah.
And simply the nature of the matter is oftentimes, you know, oftentimes one parent has to be the one to stay at home and homeschool. And I think most likely, I suspect our daughters will, and our sons will. It's really going to be up to,
Yeah.
there's, that's just how it works.
Yeah, that's right. That's understandable, isn't it? 100%. I get that. All right. So, can you share with us what is Wattle Gum Homeschool?
Okay, so Wattle Gum Homeschool was born out of a vision. What it actually is, you have two choices when you arrive at Wattle Gum, and you can either choose resources to support you in your homeschooling journey, book list, literature-based units, etc., or you can choose a ready-to-go curriculum. And both are, both arms, if you like, are heavily supported by literature-based. Basically, so a quick background is I had a lot of people would always say to me, oh, you know so much about books and, give us recommendations. Particularly my passion is Australian books. So give us some recommendations on what we're doing Australian history, what should we be reading, what literature should we be doing. So from that, I started a database, which is still there. It's a free searchable database of Australian books. And then from that, I, received more questions, and I had friends saying, well, could you just do us up book list? And then from that, I had some others saying, could you write us a curriculum? So that's how it all came about, is basically people were seeking information. They knew I had the information. And so it just grew from there, this desire to share my love and passion and knowledge. And so that's how it all grew about.
Perfect. I love that gentle evolution of how it has snowballed into something bigger. And so how, or what is your vision for, what Wattle Gum Homeschool can offer and provide for the homeschooling community?
I really want to empower families so that they can also grow in their knowledge and confidence of knowing, well, firstly Australian literature, but all literature. It's not just confined to that. And so I really want to encourage families. There's so much learning to come from literature and so much knowledge. It's across curricula, all across. Like, for example, you're reading a rich literature book. a true living book, if you like. And from that, you're covering English, you're covering, say, history, if it's a history book, or nature, if it's a nature book. But, when I say English, we're talking about, sentence syntax, we're talking about grammar, vocabulary, all those sorts of things. You're cross, nature. Often you can also tie in, say, art and, drawing and illustration. So there's just so much that we can encompass just through learning through literature.
Mm.
And when I say learning through literature, I'm talking about good quality literature. I'm not talking, on the low end of the spectrum. So I just want to empower people to grow in that love, that they can bring literature, rich literature, into their homes and really use that in their homeschooling, and to feel confident in doing that.
Well done. Love that. We need more of that, don't we, in this day and age? 100%. Yeah.
Absolutely, we do. And we need to be, because it's through literature also that we can encourage our children to think. And that's something that's really important in the world today, is to, have logical skills and analytical skills, and to actually be thinking. And from that, if you're using, primary resources, not just having it already done for you, then our children can learn those skills.
Excellent. Well, that's a really good, quick overview. Is there any other last little things you'd like to share, maybe specifically about the actual curriculum?
Okay, so as I shared at the beginning, that there's the two sections. You can choose the supporting resources, which is that's a choice. Some people prefer that. So you've already, using the program or approach or whatever it is that you're using in your home, and you're just wanting simply supporting resources. So that's, I've got book lists there, I've got literature-based units, I've got Our Sunburnt Country, and created book lists specifically to accompany each chapter as you work through that. That's a popular core history book with many homeschoolers in Australia. And there's videos as well. Or you can choose the curriculum. And so at this stage, I've written from foundation or kindergarten in New South Wales through to year 6. And generally, and I've looked at, what is, using the national curriculum as a guide, what are they wanting, what subject content to cover for that age, that level, year level, and chosen books around their subject suggestions. So some of those ones they're just repeating year after year. So we can do some more. And so really, when you're trying to decide which one is the right one for you, it's really going to come down to your needs. Are you wanting supporting resources, or are you wanting a ready-to-go curriculum all done for you? And keep in mind, though, too, I will say that the books that I've got on there, I'm not saying you need to go out and buy them. Often you can borrow them at your local library or interlibrary loan, but they're books that I've found, generally speaking, most of them are in print books. And but if you can't find them, you can substitute with something else as well, and I can help you with that.
Perfect. Excellent. Thank you. All right. So if you're watching the replay, let you know, please jump onto wattlegumhomeschool.com.au and you'll be able to find all the details of what Erin has to offer for you. So thanks again, Erin. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.